Then when you reach the back, you're going to go ahead and make a slip stitch into the next stitch over, and then chain 1 to get ready for the next round. Now we're going to make 3 decrease stitches around the front. So you're going to center your yarn markers. So here's the yarn marker in this stitch. Next stitch is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 open, and then the yarn marker in the 6th stitch. So now I went ahead and made 1 single crochet in every stitch up to my first yarn marker. I'm going to go ahead and remove that yarn marker, make my 3 decrease stitches across the front of my bootie. I'm going to go ahead and remove my last yarn marker, and then just make 1 single crochet in every stitch back to the yarn marker. Then again, go ahead and remove your yarn marker and make your slip stitch, and then chain 1 to get ready for your next round. This time we're going to make 2 decrease stitches around the front of the bootie. So this time I just put 1 yarn marker in so I would know when to stop, because I'm going to make 2 decrease stitches, so 4 empty stitches at the top to make my 2 decrease stitches. Again, I made 1 single crochet in every stitch up to my first yarn marker. I'm going to take the yarn marker out, make my 2 decrease stitches or single crochet 2 stitches together. Then you're just going to make 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches. Now you can see how your bootie's looking. Then I've already made my slip stitch. I'm going to go ahead and move my yarn marker up. I'm going to chain 1 first. Place my yarn marker right where I left off, because you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch around for a total of 3 rounds, and then come back. Okay, so now after you finish your 3rd round of 1 single crochet in every stitch, you can go ahead and make a slip stitch and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is where we're going to make our design on the bootie now. So you want to make sure that you're going to have your design on the right part of the shoe. So this design is going to be on the outer part of this shoe, this bootie. So on this bootie, I want it to be on the outer side, this side. So I'm going to put yarn markers to mark where I want my design. So this is the side of the bootie that I want my design. So you want to make sure that you have 9 stitches without the yarn marker. So here's my yarn marker towards the front of the bootie. So not counting the yarn marker space, I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then place my yarn marker into the next stitch. Because for the cable design, I'm doing sets of 3 for 9 stitches. So now I have my chain 3. For this first round, you're only going to be making 1 double crochet in every stitch around, and you're going to be turning your work so that the wrong side of the bootie is facing you. And then you're going to go into the next stitch over and make your double crochet. And you're going to make 1 double crochet in every stitch around. Just leave your yarn markers in place. We're not going to make the decorative round yet. So just 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around. So now I've made 1 double crochet in every stitch around, and I'm back to my first chain 3. I'm going to make a slip stitch into the top stitch of that first chain 3 that I made. Then I'm going to chain 3 for the next round. And then you're going to make 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And that should bring you to your yarn marker. So this is the first part of the decorative portion of the shoe. So you're going to skip the next 3 stitches, and then you're going to work a treble back post treble crochet. So skip 3, back post treble crochet around the next stitch. So bring up a loop. Let me just show you something real quick. So if you made the hat, then you would know how to make the back post treble crochet very easily. But I just want to show you, for the treble, you're going to yarn over twice, and then you're going to skip 3 stitches, and then you're going to go in the space in front of the 4th post, and then go across that post into the space after the post, and then that'll put that double crochet post onto the back of your crochet hook, and that's why it gets its name, back post, because the post is behind or in the back of your crochet hook. So then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and then bring up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook. You just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through 2 of the loops. Yarn over, turn the hook upside down, go through 2. Yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through 2. So you're going to make 1 back post treble crochet around a total of 3. So I just did the first one. So yarn over twice, and then I'm going to go around the second post for a back post treble crochet. I'm going to yarn over and bring up a loop, make my treble crochet, and then this is how my work is looking so far. You can see how it's grabbing the post. So then I have 3 back post treble crochets. Now you're going to make a back post treble crochet around the first skipped stitch. So here's the first skipped stitch, here's the second, and here's the third. So yarn over twice, and then go in front of those 3 treble crochets that you just made, and then go around the post of that first skipped stitch. And you can see how I'm putting my middle finger in there to help stabilize the crochet work, to get my crochet hook around that first skipped post. I'm going to yarn over and bring up a loop, and then I'm going to make my treble crochet around that first skipped stitch, and then they'll lay right in front of your first 3. And so you're just going to make 1 back post treble crochet around each of the next 3 for a total of 3, and they're around the skipped, those 3 skipped stitches. So here's my third one. Then you're going to go to your 3 remaining stitches right before your yarn marker, and you're going to make 1 back post double crochet around each of those last 3 stitches. And then you could see your design between the yarn marker. You can go ahead and remove the yarn markers now. Then you're just going to make one double crochet into each of the remaining stitches and then come back. Here's what it looks like on the wrong side, and this is what it looks like on the right side. Then when you get back to the beginning, go ahead and make a slip stitch into that top stitch of that first chain 3 that you made. Make sure you get into that top stitch. Then for the last round, you're going to chain 3. You're going to make one double crochet into the next stitch and one double crochet into each stitch before your design. So mine is one more before my design, and here's my design. So you can see I have the 3 treble crochets in front of me, and then there's the 3 treble crochets in the back. So for this one, you're going to bring over the 3 treble crochets in the back, and you're going to make a back post double crochet around each of those back 3 treble crochets. So here's one. Two. Three. Then you're going to take and make a back post double crochet around each of the 3 treble crochets closest to you. So you just go around the first one and make your back post double crochet, and then the second one that's closest to you. These are the ones that were in the skipped stitches on the previous row. So one back post double crochet around each of those, and then one back post double crochet around the 3 remaining back post double crochets from the previous row, and then you completed your design on the outer portion of the shoe. Then you can make one double crochet into each of the remaining stitches, and then go ahead and make a slip stitch to join the round, and then come back. Then you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. Then you have your design on your bootie. This is what the bootie looks like before you put the button on it. So here you have the one with the design on that side, and then the design on the opposite side. Now you're ready to sew your button in place. So with this button, I'm able to use my tapestry needle. So you'll have to decide what size, if you need a slender tapestry needle for your button, but whatever button that you're using, just make sure that your tapestry needle can fit through it. Unless you're just sewing on with a sewing needle and thread, and then you just have to be careful the choking hazard, which you have to be careful the choking hazard anyway, but it's less likely with the stronger yarn, which I'm using the 100% cotton yarn to sew on my button. Make sure you don't go through to the back. I'm just going through the front of the bootie. I'm leaving a long enough loose yarn end for tying a knot. And then for these buttons, I'm able to go 3 times through the button loop. After you get your buttons sewn on, then you can go ahead and bury your loose yarn ends. I've already buried the buttons loose yarn ends. So I'm just going to show you how I buried the back loose yarn end. So I just go in on the wrong side and just weave my loose yarn end through, and then I just go back a couple of different directions until it's nice and buried. Then I just take and trim the loose yarn end. Then you have your adorable crochet baby booties. Now you can make, if you haven't already, you can make the matching hat that has a separate video tutorial to go with your baby booties. This is what the baby booties look like on my baby doll. She fits 3 to 6 months of age shoes.